But the thing is, I knew it wasn't Scorpion because I knew before MK3 was released that they were going to put Scorpion in later as an update, because that was like an early rumor, and it was also in the not specifically Scorpion, but it was in the video package as they were for like arcades. And when they would sell the games to the arcades, they were like, "This is going to be the game that makes you a millionaire, and it has all these new features, and it's got the state of the art, graphics." And then they announced like the free update. Would be like 6 months later, which is like basically exactly what they did. Headlock Gaming, what is up? Still remember seeing MK3 in my bowling alley. I remember exactly where I was standing when I first saw Cyrax and thought that. Yep. Yeah, I was actually. It's funny. I was just at a mall recently, and I was in the food court, and that food court had an arcade called Time Out, which is like a very common name for an arcade, and I don't think any of them were even related. But so that was the first place that I ever played UMK3, and I don't remember what it was like right after they closed the arcade, but eventually became like a Pottery Barn, and now it's a Chick-fil-A. So I took a picture of the Chick-fil-A and sent it to another person in the community, and I was like, where that dude is standing in the picture is exactly the first place I ever played UMK3. All right, let's go with a different character here. Any requests other than none of the characters I've already used, and that's just all the characters that are in this and not in UMK3. Yeah, you would sneak into the bowling alley to play UMK3 for like what, like one game? When I was 15 years old, I didn't have a PS1. John, yes, I used Cage. It was like last night, I think. I beat it with him. I'd sell myself for this version. I did have an N64 version. Yeah, I mean, if N64 is what you had, it was fine. It was fine. It's got some weirdness to it, but it's still very playable. But yeah, this was something else. Grounded for a month in arcades. Yeah, like I don't know. I don't know how old you are, but I was like still just like a young teenager when these games came out. I was like 10 or 11 when MK1 came out, and then by the time Ultimate came out, I was like 14, and I couldn't get anywhere unless my family was going somewhere, and I didn't have any older friends who drove. All right, we'll go Ermac.
Choose your destiny. Superb.
Yeah, so I played a lot of fighting games at like casinos and like movie theaters, boardwalks, and stuff like that. I didn't really get to go to like exclusive arcades. That just like wasn't a thing. And then I would hear like all these stories years later about all these great arcades in Jersey that I missed out on.
Wins. Fight.
Ermac's having none of it right now.
Finish him.
Okay, so we're both the same age then.
Ermac wins. Fatality.
Yeah, the mall by me, the closer mall, there's two of them. There's one that's like 25 minutes away and one like 45 minutes away. The closer one had an arcade like in the 80s and 90s that I was never allowed to go in. And then they added a movie theater in the 90s and they kind of like moved the arcade there.
Fight.
And they had some stuff. They had like Marvel 2, they had MK4. I went to see a movie right when MK4 came out. Whatever was big right there. If anybody's a movie buff and knows like the time frames, I guess it was like 97. And so I saw a crowd of people around the MK4 machine, and I was like, ooh, I was like, let me see what this looks like. And I was like, nope, not for me. And I just went to the movie. But when the movie came out, MK3 was just like really popular, and like you couldn't tear me off that machine. And like all my friends were like, come on, we gotta go see the movie. I'm like, you guys can go without me. And then I was like, I don't know, I might have missed like the first couple minutes of the movie, but I was like in the middle of playing people. But then like my local boardwalk, it's only like 5 minutes from me because I live very close to the water. It had a UMK3 machine, but it was always in bad shape. And they had MK2 as well, and another arcade on that boardwalk. I just drove by that boardwalk recently, and like the arcades look fantastic. I gotta go in there and check them out sometime. Really, really nice. Like this was like a really rundown boardwalk in like the 90s and 2000s, and it got hit pretty hard with some storms. And I guess they've rebuilt it a little bit. But there's always been rumors that every few years that somebody's gonna buy the land and shut it down, put in like condos. But then my favorite place to go play video games was Harrah's Casino in Atlantic City. Didn't always have like the best competition, but there was just like so many arcades and so many different games.
Wins. Fight. Superb.
Shit.
Finish him. Ermac.
No, we never got the trilogy remaster. But you know, we could see it eventually at like a real like arcade trilogy. With all the hacks that have been done in recent years and adding in like the backgrounds and stuff. It's really just a matter of time and before somebody finally is just like, you know what, let's just do this. Let's just put everything in. But it's so much effort to do that. It's a crazy amount of effort.
Wins. Fight.
Too slow on that. Look at that, all for doing a sweep.
Finish him.
All right, Hector, thanks for stopping by, man. Appreciate it. Good stories, man.
Fatality.
You have a good night. John Razor, the guys at the game store, made me come back a week later with my godfather to buy it. They said, oh yeah, the good old ESRB. Yeah, I mean, this game is like goofy violence compared to 1 and 2, but like...
Wins.
Something about fighting MK1 raiding on the pit bottom. Man, flawless.
Fight.
Because in the in like the old console days, there was a vertical shooter franchise called Raiden, and it was spelled the same way, so they couldn't have it on the home systems. And there was also I don't know if he predates him, but there's also Raiden in like I don't know, like the King of Fighters like series. Shit. Stop it. Friggin' hell. But I don't know if it had anything to do with him. I think it was due to that game franchise. Because I think he has a different name as well, like an entirely different name, I guess, in America. Let's do a little more Ermac. Ermac.
Fight.
Big Bear, that was it. Big Bear.
Fight.
He looked like Vader.
Fight. Ermac wins. Fight.
Yeah, I know what you mean by that. I was thinking that when I was watching some gameplay footage today, about how all these games, they just don't the voices, like the screams, like they don't jump out the way they do because they're like, I guess they're a little goofier in these.
Fight. Well done.
What the hell is that?
Well done. All wins. Fight.
Zick Pranks. Yes, I am playing on stick.
Fight. Ermac wins. Fight.
Screwing up all this shit.
Well done.
What the hell is up with that timing?
Wins. Fight. Ermac wins. Fight.
How the hell? I don't know how you throw them. You can't throw them in 1.2 at all after a certain point.
Finish him.
Oh yeah, this is vintage Ermac,
Wins. Fatality.
and an acceptable number of bones. It looks like it might be like one extra leg, one extra arm. And there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, you could have 6 of those other bones. All approximate. All right, let's see how Kentaro does here.
Fight.
Shit.
Kito wins. Fight.
Yo, what is up with this Ermac? Jesus. All right, I'm gonna switch it up.